Hey everybody, Grayson from PokeProfit. It is Wednesday, so we're going to talk a little bit about Sword and Shield era booster boxes, starting with Sword and Shield base, working up to Silver Tempest. And I want to say this week, it's definitely good news if you are holding the top sets in the Sword and Shield era, but probably not as crazy of moves as some people maybe anticipated, myself included. I think the best metric to use overall is last week, looking at the Sword and Shield era booster boxes, weekly dollar absorption from everything from Sword and Shield base up to Silver Tempest was about $119,000 US. This week, it was about $187,000. So over 50% increase week over week in terms of the amount of money actually going into the Sword and Shield era. Starting off though with Sword and Shield base, there were a couple boxes that sold this week, a couple boxes listed below a 20% move. It's funny because, Sword and Shield base, generally this wouldn't be a set I would recommend, right? But I was looking at it in TCG Quant. I want to say the signal's fired like 14 times for Sword and Shield base with 100% accuracy. Like every time it's fired, it's moved up in price. And we've seen it this week too. The box is up to $684.45 on TCG Player, continuing to push towards $700. We don't really see a ton of sales on TCG Player for this box. You can see the most recent one was May 1st, and that was for $700, more or less. The sale before that, late April, $500. That's for sleep hacks, though. A $700 one here with a acrylic case, middle of April. So it's not a box that sells super often. It's not an incredibly deep set either. And even though it is moving up in price week over week generally, I think there's better places to put your money. I would not be parking $700 into a Sword and Shield based booster box. You do have a couple cool cards in here, don't get me wrong. I do like the Snorlax VMAX. Outside of that, some of these full arts are pretty interesting, like the Sableye and the Morpeko, but not a super deep set, not a lot of popular characters, artworks, Pokemon, etc. Not a ton of high dollar cards. So it's definitely an avoid for me, but if you do own it, I don't know. It might be worth holding on to. It might be worth moving, but the objective fact is it is continuing to move up in price. Rebel Clash, not too much to say here. This has been stuck at $499.46 for 3 or 4 weeks at this point. This is a box that very rarely sells. On TCG Player, maybe 1 to 2 sales per month. I want to say on eBay, buy it now sales, maybe like 8 to 10 per month, realistically. It's just not a strong set at all. If you own this, I would recommend moving it, honestly. This is something that I will never own in my portfolio, and I think there's way better places to put your money. Same thing with Darkness Ablaze. However, this box is now up to almost $340 on TCG Player. Sales volume's actually a lot better on Darkness compared to Rebel Clash or Sword and Shield base. 1.5 boxes moving this week, I think, per day, something along those lines. Vivid, same deal. It's not my favorite set at all, but decent sales volume. It's getting fairly close to $300 now. And then Battle Styles, this is kind of the last of the sets most people don't really pay attention to, even though it is an alt art set. Currently $270. There's still a lot of supply out there of Battle Styles, and sure, sales volume is decent, all things considered, but it's not a great set. You have the Tyranitar in there, and then outside of that, sure, you could argue Urshifu and Polion V if you really want to, but outside of those Pokemon, like there really is nothing in this set. So Battle Styles, another avoid in my opinion. But before we go any further and talk about Chilling Reign onwards, if you guys enjoy this type of content, I'd appreciate if you leave a like, subscribe to the channel. It does help out a ton getting these videos pushed out to more people. Thank you guys so much for the support on the channel. If you want to work with me this year as well, links as always in the description, mentorship program, consultation calls, and we have officially launched TCG Quant. So if you're interested in that, definitely recommend clicking the link at the top of the description, checking it out. Austin and I will be live tomorrow to take questions and kind of just do a walkthrough of how everything works. That's probably going to be the best way to illustrate to people how it actually should be used. And obviously, we're going to be continuing to make improvements as time goes on there. But hopping in Chilling Reign, $480 right now. I was trying to think about what to say for Chilling Reign. I still have a decent amount of this. Chilling, it just seems like with every passing month and year, it becomes less desirable and less great of an investment. It's been leapfrogged by Silver Tempest, which we'll get to here in a few minutes. But sales volume, 2.5, 2.4 boxes moving per day. I want to say for chilling, still a decent amount below a 20% move. It's not even back to 500 bucks. It hasn't moved at all with this Sword and Shield booster box pump. So that should tell you all you need to know about Chilling Reign right now. Evolving Skies, 2650. There were almost 4 boxes of Evolving moving every single day this week on eBay, which is on the higher end of normal for this set. Supply, there's still a decent amount out there. I don't think this box is going to run up to $3,000 overnight. And this is kind of why, I am a little bit surprised with the move we saw with Fusion Strike and Lost Origin on TCG Player. I figured people would be looking at evolving more than they currently are, but what we're seeing on eBay is just not reflecting what's happening on TCG Player. But keep an eye on it. It's moving in the right direction. Fusion Strike, this has obviously had the largest move over the past week or so. This box ran up from about $990 up to over $1,100. We had a sale here at $1,500 on the 9th. When I look on eBay, still a decent amount of boxes below $1,400, $1,500, selling about 2 per day. So again, the sales volume I kind of figured would be a little bit higher on Fusion Strike, considering what's happened on TCG Player over the past week or two. But again, not reflective. So I'm not paying too much attention to Fusion Strike at the moment. There are other sets I'm paying more attention to, Brilliant being one of them. And the reason for that, first of all, it's continuing to creep higher. We're up to $601 now on TCG Player. Progress, guys, $1 a week, right? We're going to be millionaires by 2042. But Brilliant Stars had about 3.6 boxes moving per day on eBay this week. For Brilliant, that's actually on the higher end of normal as well. And it's in a range too when we look at days of inventory remaining. It could potentially make a move up to 625, 640 in the short term, right? If this Sword and Shield pump continues, which it doesn't seem super likely that that is going to be the case, but who knows? Things could catch on even more this week, and that's why we are tracking this closely right now. Some of these boxes could indeed break out. Astral Radiance, you guys know, I'm not really a fan of this set. I actually sold most of my Astral Radiance not too long ago. Box is back to about $400 now. I know on TCG Player it says $387. The box is actually down over the past 12 months, which is kind of insane. But recent sales, we're getting back to around $400. You have an insane sale here at $500 from the 8th. You can still find the box a little bit cheaper on eBay, but in terms of sales volume, I want to say it was 2.5 or higher per day this week for Astral, which we haven't seen a number like that probably since the last Sword and Shield run, which I want to say was September, October of last year, something like that. And when you look at the card list, I mean, it makes sense why people aren't huge fans of Astral, which is a little bit unfortunate because I do think you have some beautiful cards in here, like the Starmie. I really like the Palkia and Dialga. I know some people like the Garchomp. The Beedrill's a beautiful card as well, but you just don't have a very expensive top chase. And even though it has a trainer gallery, maybe it has a little bit better of an opening experience compared to something like a Fusion Strike or a Chilling Reign. You don't have those top chases, and that's why people are not paying attention to Astral. Just a couple more sets here, guys. Lost Origin, this is obviously the big one. $825 currently on TCG Player. We have had sales up to about $1,000, but again, I think those are definitely outliers. You can find Lost Origin for about $720 still on eBay. There's 1 or 2 listings in that range. It does jump up fairly quickly to around $800. I will say for Lost Origin, this is definitely a good sign. Sales volume was the highest I've seen in a very long period. It was over 5.5 boxes moving per day for Lost Origin, and that's excluding cases. I want to say there was 2 or 3 booster box cases of Lost Origin that also moved. So I wouldn't be shocked if this box does keep running towards $900, maybe even $1,000 in the short term. It's really the one from the Sword and Shield era right now that I would be paying attention to if I had to choose one box. And the final set, of course, Silver Tempest, currently around $505, basically an all-time high at this point. But I think the more important thing right now for Silver Tempest is that it's actually leapfrogged Chilling Reign in terms of market price. Chilling still around 480. Last time silver was around 500 bucks, Chilling was almost $600 USD. And when you look at these sets, it is kind of surprising that silver is more expensive than Chilling. You know, the set is obviously much younger, right? It came out in late 2022, I believe. Not early 2023, late 2022, I'm pretty sure. And then Chilling came out middle of 2021. So pretty big difference in age there. And then also, when you look at these two sets and you want to take a look at top 10 value, I guess we can start with Silver Tempest. If we come in here and go to the top 10, it's around $885 currently. It's quite top heavy too, with that Lugia V being $470, $480. And the long-term outlook on this, at least according to TCG Quant, isn't that promising. Now, I do think we need to tweak the destruction momentum maybe a little bit for older sets in the future. However, not a ton of chase card value there. It's not the most desirable Pokemon in the world. Sure, you have Rayquaza and Lugia in there, but it's not the most stacked set. After that, you're dropping down to what? A Blaziken, right? A Rainbow Lugia, which I understand it's still Lugia, but it's a rainbow card. Another Blaziken. Like, it's not the deepest set in the world. And when we compare this to Chilling Reign, the long-term outlook is about the same. I mean, 4 out of 10, maybe slightly higher because it has better chase cards, which you can see here, top 10 value, $1,166. That's a fairly large difference between the Silver Tempest set and the Chilling Reign set. However, top hit, not as strong. It's a Blaziken. I think most people prefer the Lugia. I still think the Moltres is a pretty respectable card. Honestly, a lot of these Galarian cards as well, like the Slow King, and then you have the Shadow Rider and Ice Rider Calyrex, the Zapdos in there too. The unfortunate thing for Chilling, you have no trainer gallery. It's a bit more frustrating of an opening experience compared to the late Sword and Shield era sets, and obviously to the SV era and Mega Block now, where they had the illustration rares, and it's just a lot easier to pull something that looks good, that's worth a few bucks. It's a better experience for most people. So that's what's going on. I don't know if you own Chilling, is it time to move off this box? Maybe, right? I sold a little bit. I was kind of hoping with this leg up, Chilling could maybe make a move to $600, $700, maybe $800. At that point, I'd probably move a decent amount of what I have left. But if it's going to stay in this 450 to 500 range, I'm probably going to hold on to my remaining supply. But everything else, you know, it's promising, right? From the Sword and Shield era, your Silver, your Lost Origin, Brilliant, Fusion, Evolving. These sets, if you own them, I'd probably continue holding them, riding them, just see what happens this year. And then obviously your specialty sets, your Celebrations, your Crown Zenith, I wouldn't be touching those at this point either. You guys let me know, though, in the comments down below what you think. And again, I'm going to be live with Austin tomorrow to do a run through of TCG Quant. So if you want to come check that out, ask some questions, I think it's going to be 2 or 3 p.m. PST. I'll leave a link down below somewhere. Stay safe wherever you guys are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.